Okay, next assignment. I got this first problem. It says 7x plus 3x. Now here's what I'm not going to put anything in for x, anything in for the letters on this assignment, okay? It's not going to happen. But here's what we're going to do. 7x means 7 times x, plus 3, and then 3 times x. Put operators there. You don't have any minuses. If you have minuses, you're going to switch them. Now, write x down. Aren't both of these numbers times by x? They are, so I'm allowed to add them. 7 plus 3 is 10. So 10 times x, okay? Now let's look at the next one, 7 plus 3x. So 7 plus 3 times x. Now, look at those. Are both of those times by x like these were? Well, that one is, that one isn't. You can't add those in. That's the answer right there, okay? So really, the answer was the original problem, 7 plus 3x. Now, we need to simplify. We're not getting just a number answer, we're simplifying it without getting a number to put in for x, or whatever the letter is. So we have 6 plus 10x plus 3. So 6 and 10, we have a plus sign. 10 and x, that's times. X and 3, we have plus. So we have operators all over the place. So I write x down. What's the number I have that's times by x? 10. Then I cross that out, and I write plus. Always write plus after you write your first thing. Now, what two numbers do I have that are not times by x? 6 and 3, so we add those. 6 plus 3 is 9. And that's the answer, okay? Because you can't add these. That is an x, that does not. Okay, next one. Negative 8 plus 2x plus 5 plus 11x. So negative 8 and 2, that's a plus. 2 and x, that's a times. X and 5 is a plus. 5 and 11 is a plus. 11 and x is times. So you want to know all your operators. Since we're not putting anything in for x, we're going to put the operators right here. So I write x down. What two numbers are times by x? 2 and 11. I add those, okay? 2 plus 11 is 13. Plus, what two numbers are not times by x? Negative 8 and 5. I add those. Negative 3. 13x plus negative 3. Okay, next problem. 4y plus 1 minus 3y plus 5. Okay, so 4 and y is times. Y and 1 is plus, has a plus. 1 and 3 is minus. I hate minuses, so make the little line, make it plus, and make the 3 afterwards opposite, so it's negative 3. So negative 3 and y, that's times. Y and 5 is plus. Now, find the letter you have, y. What numbers do I have that are times by y? You have 4 and negative 3. So I add those. 4 plus negative 3, that's 1. So I put 1y. Cross them out. Now, what numbers do you have that are not multiplied? 1 and 5. 1 plus 5 is 6. So 1y plus 6. Okay, next one. Negative 4 plus 3x plus 4 minus 5x. Since I will not be putting anything in for x, I'm going to put operations. So negative 4 and 3, we have a plus. 3 and x, that's times dot. X and 4, that's a 4. That's a plus. 4 and 5 is a minus. I hate minuses. So plus, put a negative after on your 5. Just switch that to its opposite. And then times x. So I write x down. What numbers do I have times by x? Well, you got 3 and negative 5. So 3 plus negative 5, that's negative 2. Plus, what numbers do you have not multiplied by x? Negative 4 and positive 4. So negative 4 plus 4, 0. Okay, next up. 5 minus 3x plus 1y plus 6. So 5 and 3, ooh, I got that minus, so I go plus, and then just put a negative above your 3. Okay, it's negative 3. Negative 3 and x should be times. X and 1's plus. 1 and y's times. Y and 6 is plus. So you got two different letters. Pick one of them. I don't care which one. You have x. What's the only number you have multiplied by x? That would be negative 3 right there. Negative 3. Now write plus and put the next letter. You have y. What's the only number you have with a times y? It's a 1. Now what numbers do you have that aren't even times by a letter? There's no dot with them. 5 and 6, so that's 11. And that's the end of the problem. Because negative 3 is times by x, 1's times by y, 11's not times by anything. They have to be times by the same thing to be able to add them. It's called collecting like terms. 6c minus 4 plus 2c minus 7. 6 and c, that's a times. C and 4 minus, I hate minuses, so make it plus, and the number after it goes opposite. So the opposite of 4 is negative 4. So that 4 is now negative with that plus sign. Negative 4 and 2 is a plus, 2 and c is a times. C and 7, there's that minus, so plus, and the opposite of 7 is negative 7. Okay, so write a letter down, C. What numbers do you have times by c? Well, 6 and 2, so 6 plus 2 is 8. What numbers do you have not multiplied by c? These two, negative 4, negative 7. So I add them just like this. Negative 11. And don't add the 8 to the negative 11, because the 8's times by c. The negative 11 isn't. They have to be times by the same thing to add. Okay, next one. 2n plus 1 minus 4m minus 1n. So 2 and n, that's times. N and 1, that's plus. 1 and 4, that's a minus. So again, I hate minuses. So plus, and make the number after opposite negative. Negative 4 and m, that's times. M and 1, I see that dreaded minus. So plus, negative. And then 1 and n. Okay. Okay, so m and n, doesn't matter which one, we'll go with n first. What numbers do I have multiplied by n? I have 2 and I have negative 1. Okay, so I take 2 plus negative 1, that's 1. Then m. Well, the only number I have times by m is negative 4. So I just put a negative 4 there, cross it out. And then the number, this is the last number is called the constant. It's a number not multiplied by any letter. It's 1, so plus 1. Okay, next one, negative 3x plus 10 minus 4y plus 21 plus y. So negative 3 and x, that's a times. X and 10 is a plus. 10 and 4 is a minus, so plus, negative, okay? Negative 4 and y, that's a times. Y and 21, that's a plus. 21 and y, that's a plus. Okay, let's talk x. What number do I have multiplied by x? Just this one, negative 3. You don't add anything to it if it's the only one. I also have the letter y. Now I see y twice. This has a negative 4, and this, it doesn't have a number, but I can put one there. I put a 1 if it doesn't have a number. Okay? So we have 1 times y and negative 4 times y. So I need to add negative 4 plus 1, and that's negative 3. And then what numbers do I have not multiplied at all? Well, we got 10 and 21. That's 10 plus 21 is 31. And that's your answer. problem's complete because that's multiplied by x, that's multiplied by y, that's multiplied by nothing, so we leave it. Okay, next one. 8x minus 1y plus 3. This time the 1 was there for us. X, there's that minus, so plus, negative on the 1. Negative 1 and y, that's a times. Y and 3, that's a plus. Okay, again. So I got x. The only thing multiplied by x is the 8. Then y. The only thing multiplied by y is our negative 1. And then plus our 3. So really it's just the same thing. That's okay. Okay, at least I checked it. Okay, next one. Negative 7 plus 3x plus 4y minus 6x plus 3. So 7 and 3 got plus. 3 and x, that's multiplication. X and 4, there's a plus sign. 4 and y, there's a times sign. Y and 6, there's a minus. I hate minuses, so make it plus. And that 6 changes to its opposite of negative 6. So that's a negative to the 6. 6 and x, that's times. X and 3 is plus. So pick a letter. Let's pick x. You can do y first. I do x first. You can do whatever letter you want first. The order you write your answer doesn't matter. So I have a 3 and a negative 6. So I add those. Then y. The only thing multiplied by y is a 4. So 4. Then what numbers do we have not multiplied? Negative 7 and 3. Negative 4. That's your answer. Okay. Next one. 5 minus 10x plus 12 minus 1x plus 6y. 5 and 10 is a minus, so again, plus number right after becomes opposite, so the opposite of positive 10 is negative 10. Is times by x plus 12 minus 1 again, so plus negative. And x and 6 is plus, 6 and y is times. Okay. So find a letter. Let's pick x. So we have negative 10 times x and negative 1 times x. I'm allowed to add the negative 10 to the negative 1. So it's negative 11. Okay, let's talk about y. Well, here's y. It's multiplied by 6. So just a 6. That's the only one I have. So I don't add anything to it. I just write it. Plus, what two numbers do I have not multiplied by a letter? 5 and 12. Okay? 5 and 12 makes 17. There you have it. Okay, 3a minus b plus 6a. 3 and a is times. A and b is minus, okay? First off, if I'm not going to put anything in for b, oh, sorry, I'm going to fix this. I wanted that to say a 1, okay? It should say 1b, sorry, I forgot it. So plus, and then the 1 right after it becomes a negative, okay? I'll rewrite it. 3a minus 1b plus 6a. So 3 and a, that means 3 times a minus 1, okay, plus number after it's negative. Negative 1 times b plus 6, 6 times a. Okay, so letters, I got a. Here are my a's. I add the two numbers multiplied, 3 plus 6, that's 9. And then I've got b, the only multiplier on the b would be negative 1. So 9a plus negative 1b is the answer. Okay, then I got a couple of short story problems, okay? Or actually 4. Temperature changes from -5 degrees to -15 degrees. Find the change in temperature. Temperature change. So I'm going to put temp change down here. This is how you find the change of units, okay? You put a parentheses minus a parentheses. Now, you actually put where you ended at, -15. You're actually going to flip them. That should come first, and then -5 should come next. So you have -15. Okay, I hate that minus, so make it plus. Now, what's the opposite of -5? It'd be +5. So it's really -15 plus 5. -10. So the temperature changed by -10 degrees. That means it went down 10 degrees. Okay, next problem. Temperature changes from -8 degrees to 34 degrees. Find the change in temperature. So temperature change. You can do just one problem. Temp change equals. So to find the change in the units, you're always subtracting. Because if I go from 4 to 6, that's a change of 2. Just think of a number line, okay? So let's say I go from 9 to 12. That's a change of 1, 2, 3. Well, I can just take 12 minus 9 to get 3, okay? Negatives is no different. Okay, -8 to 34. So we're going to have 34, -8. So there's that minus sign. So I make it plus, but the opposite of -8 is +8. Now I have been putting a negative sign above it because usually it's a positive over there, and the opposite of positive is a negative. But it's plus, and then the opposite of -8 is 8. So we have 34 plus 8. 34 plus 8 is 42. So it changed 42 degrees. Which makes sense, because if I go from -8 to 34 on number line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, okay? So that's how I can get 42 quickly rather than counting it on a number line. Okay, temperature changes from 65 degrees to 53 degrees. Find the change in temperature. So temp change. We start with a minus, okay? Now we ended at 53. We started at 64. So there's that minus, I make it plus. The opposite of +64 is -64. So I have 53 plus -64, which is -11. So it changed by, it dropped 11 degrees. It went down 11 degrees. Or wait a second, that was 60, yeah, okay, 64. Okay, temperature changes from 10 degrees to -5 degrees. Find the change in temperature. Now I could do a number line and just go 10 to -5. Okay, I could count them, but it's much quicker if I subtract. So we ended at -5. We started at 10. So that's a -5. I don't like that minus. That's a minus, so plus, the opposite of 10 is -10. So it's -5 plus -10. And that's -15. Now a number line can do the same thing. So 10 to -5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. -5. Okay, so I counted 15. Now since I was going left, that's why it's -15, because I'm going in the negative direction.